Today we're going to be walking through a little behind the scenes of how we do our monthly emails using Mortgage Market Smart and the iEmergent data and forecasts that are inside it. So this month was Chicago, so we're going to look here. We're looking at Cook County here, which houses Chicago, and we chose Cook County to rather than the broader Chicago MSA because we wanted to narrow in specifically on the urban area, the center, and look at trends there. So here, the layer that I have up, Chicago total purchase dollars. I'm going to show you how we get that layer up here. So it's add layer, then we're going to do this first one, forecasts. Layer name, just going to say Chicago 2. Attributes for here, it's going to be total purchase, and then I'll come up and I can look here, total purchase dollars. We can also choose loans, but I often start with dollars. You can see I have both loans and dollars on this one. And then for the year, I want to look ahead at forecast, so I'm going to look at 2024 to 2024. Just want to look at that 1 year on the map. Location type, I want to look at the census tract level, so you can see we have these broken down by census tract. So I want to look at the census tract level. Even though I'm looking at a county, I want to look at the census tract level, so I'm going to select census tract, and then I'm going to select counties, because I know that that's the level I want to look here, and then we'll find Illinois, and then it'll filter here, so I can go down and find Cook County, Illinois. And once I hit save, the map is going to add that layer. So you can see it basically just doubled the layer that we had. So if I hide this layer here, we'll see that the one we named Chicago 2 here is showing all purchase loans for Cook County. We can then zoom in. I can hold the shift button and click and drag. If we want to zoom into any particular area, we can zoom right in here to the downtown area. Look at those census tracts, whatever we want to do. So for adding layers, when I'm doing a market report, I like to come in and look at a couple different areas. I like to look at loans by borrower segment. So you can see we have black loans to black borrowers, Asian borrowers, Hispanic borrowers. Then for Cook County, we had some interesting LMI, low to moderate income data. So I have a layer for that I was looking at as well. So I like to pull the maps and here I'm just using my scroll button to scroll and zoom back out so we can view the whole county here. So the other thing that I like to do going behind the scenes is looking at pulling the numbers for forecasts, and for this year, for next year, pulling comparisons and pulling those numbers. So what I have is a layer that's called county data, and because I'm pulling it at the county level, you'll see if I turn this on, it shows the whole county. I'll turn that off. So the geography is the whole county. But here when we go behind the scenes and click on the arrow here, view data, here it'll take me to the data table where I'm viewing the actual numbers here. And since I chose at the county level, I'm looking at the county. I could view this same view with all of the census tracts and then work based on totals. But just from a cleanliness standpoint, when I'm doing these reports in particular, I look at just the county level. Then if I'm doing any comparisons to other metro areas, I can add those in here and do comparisons there. So you'll see here what I have are, for the county, I have Asian purchase dollars, Black, Hispanic, and then the MVI, then total purchase dollars and total loans. So when you look at our market reports, you'll notice that we pull usually now we're starting for 2024, pulling the number of loans, the total number of purchase dollars, looking at the MVI, which is how market is growing or shrinking compared to the U.S. market over the next 5 years. So if you read our Chicago one, it's shrinking over the next 5 years, and we provide information on where that growth is, because there is growth. It's just a matter of being able to find where that growth is. So we can pull these numbers. We can look at 2023 compared to 2024. We can look at other years as well. The other things that I like to pull are accessible when you do this drop down again and then click Edit Attributes. Here you can change what you're viewing in this data area. So right now I want to look at the homeownership gap. So what I'm going to do is remove all of these, and then I'm going to start searching here and do rate gap, just because I know that the attribute names are homeownership rate gap, and I don't want to type homeownership right now. So what I can do is select homeownership rate gap, and then what I have to do is change this to 2022, because we don't have homeownership rate gap data for future years or even the current year. The latest years of those are for 2022 from HMDA data. So I chose 2022 and I'll apply. Then we'll see it update. So I can quickly see the homeownership rate gap for each of these segments. And then if I want to, I can also go add, edit attributes, come in here, and I can add homeownership rate. So if I want to see, for example, the overall homeownership rate, I can select that attribute, and we can see that the homeownership rate is 57% in Cook County. And then we can see that the rate gap then from this homeownership rate and each of the borrower segments here. So that's a little look behind the scenes about how I use Mortgage Market Smart to pull the monthly report emails. Again, there's a lot more that goes into it, but this is a quick view of how you can view data and also on the maps when you're looking for information about your particular market.